Here come the tag team champions, Scott Hall and Curt Hennig, already in the ring, ready for action. And now we've got the Long Riders, Scott and Bill Irwin, making their way down. This one's going to be a fight.
The referee just announced that Scott Hall was voted the most popular wrestler by Pro Wrestling Report. Really? That's unexpected. I mean, Hall's half such a goof, he'd probably want to erase this entire chapter of his career.
Yeah, but most popular at this stage? Yeah, the only thing more surprising would be if someone voted him the most punctual wrestler. Though, judging by that mullet, I'd say most likely to star in an 80s action movie is more accurate.
Let's not forget Hall and Hennig won these tag titles from Steve Regal and Jimmy Garvin, who had previously beaten the Road Warriors. Quite the lineage here in the AWA.
Hall locks in the headlock early and really yanks on it. Classic technique, but can we talk about how Larry Nelson just referred to Curt Hennig as fiery and redhead?
Here comes Curt Hennig, fiery redhead.
Maybe Larry's confusing him with a box of crayons. Fiery redhead? Come on, Larry. Hennig's about as blonde as they come. Get it together.
Hennig pushes off, but he eats a back elbow. Tag made to Bill Irwin, and Hennig fires back with a textbook drop kick. That's the kind of drop kick that belongs on a highlight reel.
Bill Irwin, though, man, he looks like he belongs on the cover of a brochure for the University of Creeps and Criminals. If there's a class for bad vibes, well, then he's the professor.
And there's the hip lock from Hennig. Quick tag to Scott Hall, who comes in and floors Bill Irwin with a big right hand. The champs are clicking here.
Ron Trongard says Scott Hall is one of the best-looking wrestlers, not just physically, but facially. I guess with that face, he doesn't need a finishing move. His opponents are too busy checking their mirrors to fight back.
And got to be one of the best-looking wrestlers. I'm talking facially now, not only physically.
Not just physically, but facially? What kind of compliment is that? It's like saying he's not just a wrestler, he's a potential soap opera lead. What's next? Rating his smile like a dentist?
Ron's just trying to justify his paycheck, Joe. But hey, Hall's getting it done in the ring, even if his mullet screams, "I moonlight as a bouncer at the local dive bar."
Yeah, Ron Trongard's commentary here is gold. Forget about moves or holds. Hall's new finisher is apparently his cheekbones.
Now Hennig tags in and drops Bill Irwin with a beautiful drop kick. Scott gets back in to break things up, and they're slugging away at him. Curt hits the ropes and delivers this amazing fastball-like punch that floors Bill, then follows it with a rolling jackknife cradle for two.
That punch, I swear, if Curt ever left wrestling, he could have made a career as a closer in baseball. Just call him the knockout pitcher.
Corner to corner goes Hennig. He sidesteps on the charge, and Bill crashes hard in the corner. Bill, then Curt misses an elbow. Bill tries one of his own and misses too. Back and forth we go, and now Curt locks in a headlock takedown. Great chemistry here, really solid sequencing and pacing.
This is what you love to see in a tag match. Fast action, great timing, and moves that actually mean something. These guys are clicking out there.
Bill grabs a handful of trunks, then another handful of hair right in front of the referee. And the ref, he doesn't even blink. It's like he's not just officiating, he's running a clearance sale. Everything's up for grabs.
The ref's basically thinking, rules? Never heard of them. Let's just see how this plays out.
Now Curt jumps over the back, leaps again, and drops down on his stomach right next to Bill Irwin, then crashes him into his knees and sends him out of the ring like junkyard dog. He chases him out, and
yeah, it's like Curt saying, let's take 5 and have a chat. Who knew wrestling could double as a buddy comedy?
And here comes Ron Trongard with another AWA slogan. The AWA, synonymous with the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup, the World Series, the NBA Championship, home of professional wrestling's greatest stars, the American Wrestling Association. He just keeps saying this stuff. No cue, no purpose, nothing.
The AWA, synonymous with the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup, the World Series, the NBA Championships, home of professional wrestlers' greatest stars.
Honestly, Vern, did you really believe this crap? Was Ron Trongard just reading off a script? Or did he genuinely think he was narrating the history of Mount Rushmore?
it's like Ron's holding on to these slogans for dear life, trying to convince us, and maybe himself, that this is the pinnacle of wrestling. Meanwhile, the fans are thinking, did he really just compare this to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Ron Trongard's out here dropping slogans like he's trying to win a corporate poetry contest. No cue, no purpose, just pure word vomit. Honestly, Vern, did you really think anyone was buying this?
Yeah, my dad at this point. The only thing more inflated than Ron's catchphrases is my father's sense of reality. It's like he's trying to sell ice to Eskimos and telling them it's premium.
That's the horrible reality of pro wrestling, though. Because once a promoter finds something that clicks, they milk it dry instead of trying to bring in a new audience. It's like telling the same joke for 20 years at every party, but guess what? It stopped being funny after the second time.
Exactly. No other sport or entertainment form rests on its laurels like pro wrestling. Meanwhile, the fans are sitting there wondering when something new is going to show up.
Meanwhile, Curt Hennig is putting on a show. He pulls off a beautiful monkey flip from the double knuckle lock for a near fall. Wild Bill Irwin tags in now, and Curt's scrambling to get to his partner. He leaps off the middle rope for a splash, misses.
But here comes Scott Hall with a hot tag. Big body slam on Bill, and he fights off both Irwin brothers with a classic noggin knocker. Oh, that crowd's waking up now.
Scott tags Curt back in. Smart move. Scott whips Curt into action, and Curt drops Irwin with a gorgeous drop kick. And now they're brawling. Total Pier 4 chaos breaks out.
Bill Irwin throws Curt over the top, but Buddy Lane doesn't see it, so no DQ. Scott Hall slams Bill, and Curt climbs the top rope. Missile drop kick from the heavens. Minneapolis Skies just delivered a 1-2-3.
And in 27 minutes and 53 seconds, Scott Hall and Curt Hennig retain the AWA Tag Team titles, defeating the Long Riders. What a finish.
Great showing from Hall and Hennig. And you can really see Curt starting to develop into that Mr. Perfect form. He's like a diamond in the rough, getting shinier every match.
Yeah, flashes of greatness from Curt Hennig and Scott Hall holding his own. This is the future of wrestling right here.
Now Larry Nelson is with the champs backstage, and they're yelling like madmen. They're saying the belts don't even matter anymore, and that everyone should come for the belts because all they want to do is fight.
So basically, they're throwing the world's loudest tantrum. We don't want our toys, but if anyone else takes them, we'll throw hands. Classic chaotic energy from champions.
It's like they're trying to prove they're above the belts, but at the same time, they're daring anyone to take them. This promo is pure adrenaline, just like that match.
All right, so I'm going to grade this match as a C-. Not bad, but let's face it, the match felt like it was following a formula that got lost halfway through. It's like they had a GPS for wrestling storytelling, and halfway in, the signal just dropped.
Exactly, Vern. The writers, pretty weak team, but hey, at least it wasn't a total disaster. We've seen worse tonight, like way worse. Hennig, though, now that's a guy who was a huge deal in the AWA. He'd go on to hold the world title over a year starting in May '87. So while this match didn't blow anyone away, it's more like, hey, remember that decent match we saw while waiting for the pizza to arrive? Well, that's the one.
Yeah, decent enough, but nothing that'll have you talking for days. It's like one of those matches where you shrug and say, well, that was fine, and then immediately move on to something else.
Now, post-match, that's where things got drawn out. Scott hits Hennig with a boot, and the champs complain about it for what feels like an eternity. I mean, come on, it's like watching a kid throw a tantrum because someone swiped their last cookie.
Except instead of a cookie, it's a title shot. Instead of crying, there's a lot more yelling. They just keep going like, did you see that? Did you see what he did? Yeah, we saw it. Move on already.
At least this match was a big upgrade from the rest of the show. But that's like calling a puddle of water an improvement over a drought. Sure, it's better, but let's not pretend it's going to quench anyone's thirst for good wrestling.
So solid effort from Hennig and Hall, but nothing groundbreaking. And those writers? Let's just say they're lucky they weren't run off the road.
Hey, maybe next time we'll get a match that feels more like a 5-star meal and less like reheated leftovers.
We can only hope, Greg, but for now we'll settle for what we got and keep waiting for that pizza.